A man yesterday told me if I buy a car, I must buy one with a pussy magnet.
He means a car that women will like.
Yes, but where you keep this magnet?
No, there's no magnet. No, it's just, he means the vehicle. Women love the Hummers.
Do this have a pussy magnet?
No. The vehicle itself will be a magnet.
If I give you good price, will you please put in pussy magnet?
Yeah, but
I want to create a list here on YouTube of the content creators that you can trust, that people can trust, yeah, to go to for advice, and yeah, where they can get the real advice that is needed. Yeah, and as Peaky says, you can sense a real 1%er. But I want to create a list here so when people come to this video in the future and they go down the description and they see the links and description, they can know for absolute sure, 100% guarantee, that those people are the real deal. They are real true blue 1%ers, or they are real true blue out in good standing former 1%ers. So tonight, this is my pre-Christmas shout out. Now, there's my old mate Big Bone. I know a fair few of you know Big Bone, and I know a fair few of you watch his YouTube live streams, yeah? He's getting pretty well known for his live streams. Big Bone has made no secret about his club. He's a member there in the United States of America. He is a true blue 100%, 1%er. I've spent multiple times chatting with this guy on camera, and he is absolute 100% the real McCoy, okay? So if you're a black set in America and you really want to know about the black set with the 1%ers on that set, that's the man you should go and talk to, okay? He is the absolute real deal. And as I say, myself and Bone, we have spoken at length.
I decided to pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
That's where we come in. We come in and we solve that problem for them and really set them on the right track in order to try and get back to what their life was like before the accident happened.
Hey, yeah, that was a little different.
Just a little bit.
We had to discuss the pussy magnet. There's been a big debate going on for a while because the way I heard is that because there's this argument, they're saying, oh, Harleys aren't made, all the parts for Harley are from overseas and stuff like this. And, I've heard that for years, but the truth of the matter is, and we have it through our research team, that they do actually install a pussy magnet as standard equipment if you buy a Harley from either in China or in Germany. So the pussy magnet there is free. It's included with the bike. Here, if you can find one, you got to pay for it. That's some bullshit.
Well, unfortunately for you, because you own a Harley, but them Vulcans, them Voqueros, they're built in.
Yeah.
Because they are made overseas.
Yo, real talk though, I actually do. No kidding. Kawasaki Vulcan. I love that bike. And we're getting started all kinds of weird. But hey, folks, let me tell you, hadn't seen y'all in about 7 days, but I got to tell you, thank you. Welcome to the Big BoneYard. You got myself, I'm Big Bone 1%er, and we got my man Tate from ABATE. Tate, what's up, brother?
Same old shit, just a different day.
Right on, man. And I'll tell you what, so tonight, our regular crew, Archbishop, is out and about, pounding the ground, doing some things, so he's not with us tonight. But this is cool because we're still going to have a fantastic show. So tonight, I don't know if people really follow the description during a live show or whether they just always catch it later on or maybe on Facebook. But so tonight, this is one of those 1-800-ASK a Biker. Everything you want to know about this biker shit. We said shish or something like that for the internet or whatever. We spelled it different. But
for the haters.
Yeah, we're going to get into that a little bit tonight, and we do these sort of things periodically because we find out, especially after a weekend like this weekend, I had 1,000,001 questions from people, and matter of fact, I'll tell you all about that in a little bit. But since I'm real damn nosy, and you want to know shit all the time, first thing I wanted to know, hey man, how are you? How was your weekend? What the hell did you do?
So, are you familiar with Blue?
Blue, the guy Blue?
The guy Blue.
Well, which one? The white guy Blue or the black guy Blue?
The black guy Blue that does all the sound competitions.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen him in a minute, but yeah.
He was at Gator Harley this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Right so on. They had a sound competition going on. I went over there for a little bit of that, and then I had to go to my grandparents' birthday dinner. Damn, we just started. We already got people calling in.
Let's see who this is. Hold on. Let's see. It's an unknown number. This is weird. Hey, hello, and thank you for calling the Big BoneYard at the very beginning of the show. But who is this and what's up? Okay. All right. Well,
spam likely.
Yeah. Must have been. That's kind of weird. But as you were saying, man, I'm sorry.
But then we went to my grandparents' birthday dinner because their birthdays are both at the end of January. Didn't really do shit today, but I heard you had a pretty busy weekend. I've seen a lot of pictures and videos.
Man, yeah. Matter of fact, I did. And a matter of fact, let me go ahead and share this with y'all. You know what? We do this every week, but I want to express that what we're talking about on the Big BoneYard, these are our opinions only. Our opinions do not reflect the positions or opinions of our respective organizations. We love our organizations, absolutely. We love being a part of it, but this is us. Their business is their business. We ain't talking about that. So these are our personal opinions, as it were. But yeah, but having said that, I did, man. I went. So this weekend was the PROC, and it was this was actually the 20th. It's the 20th anniversary. This was the 20th anniversary of the PROC, and it was all that. Of course, Polaris came out. Indian, because they're one of the sponsors, so they came out. Bought some cool ass motorcycles and stuff. But some of everybody was there. I always say it's like a bigger version of Income. Basically, it's like Income, a lot more people, better tans. But it was absolutely cool. The food was fantastic. The music, the parties were great. The breakout sessions or seminars, if you will, were really freaking thorough. We had guest speakers. I was one of the speakers, but myself and Black Dragon and you had heads of some of the biggest clubs in the United States were there as speakers this weekend, and we more than just a once a year get together. Actually got stuff done. Affecting MC policy protocol. A few. Well, three in particular of the largest MCs, diamond clubs of their kind, actually had a big show of solidarity. Folks that had been at each other's throats and at war for years. We saw that those beefs were over. Those days are done. People sitting down, chit-chatting, drinking, partying, everything together. And the majority of the crowd that was there, the whole weekend was like, I saw a lot of that, as we saw different folks interact with different things. I just realized I got these glasses now, and I got to learn that I guess the glasses have they're glass. So let me see if I can turn that, because the light and all that. Anyway, but yeah, man, it was fucking cool. It was cool two different ways. So one, it was cool, like, man, this is the place to be, cool. But then when I tell you it was cool, it was cold. It was fucking freezing because we were in Indianapolis, Indiana, and it was 2 freaking degrees outside. I think at one point the high temperature was a whole 6 degrees. And people that live there are walking around like, good Lord, it's blistering out here. It's a heat wave. I'm like, fuck all of y'all. But yeah, but it was very cool. Having said that, hey, shout out to Foxy. She's the CEO of the PROC. She did her damn thing. This is a woman who is so damn plugged in. It is amazing. I rarely meet somebody who is that plugged in to the entire set. And one of the things we're going to be doing is the PROC, and the folks that go to the PROC are going to be getting more involved in income and ABATE. Jay from Indianapolis, ABATE, he's the chapter president for ABATE Indianapolis. He was there. He was one of the speakers. But ABATE, the PROC, income, and of course, all the COCs are going to be getting much more intermingled. It started a little bit last year, but this year it's definitely going to be looking like that. And the idea is to bring this whole entire motorcycle, like the whole motorcycle community for real, together, because there's power in numbers. I mean, whether you're talking about politics, whether you're talking about money, whether you're talking about social activism, whether you're just talking about a hell of a good party, everybody coming together and getting on the same page is going to be some great shit. So I'm super excited about it.
And if we don't know how to do anything else, we know how to throw a party.
Hell yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The party. So let me give a shout out to those folks giving us a shout out. Douche Canoe, Bolo, Mr. Switch. What it do? What it do? So we see a lot of folks popping in. So look, while you're coming in, if you hadn't done it already, definitely y'all go ahead, hit the like button, share this show with anybody that you can share it with, because we're gonna talk about some good stuff. Iron Horse 50. What's up, brother? White Horse. Okay, we got a couple of horses. Iron Horse, White Horse. Okay, that's what's up. Somebody on Facebook with the hi. I don't know who you are, because you got to give Facebook permission to show your name and stuff. There's a way to do it. We'll hit us up later. We'll tell you how to do that. But Julie Holmes, what's up? But yeah, this weekend was good. It was definitely good. And every year I learn a lot. We talk about the history of motorcycles, how that came about, how people, which people got involved, why they got involved. It was just crazy good. It was just crazy good. Oh, Miss Sanders. Hey, Miss Sanders, always good to see you, ma'am. Always good to see you. Much respect to you, ma'am. And matter of fact, while we were up in Indianapolis, Miss Sanders said, hang a left and shoot over to Ohio. And I found out it was cold there too. So I said, well, golly, if I got to freeze, I might as well freeze in Indianapolis and go and visit her when I can be more pleasant, when I'm not, froze from head to toe and all like that kind of stuff.
Oh, hell yeah. It's getting fucking cold.
But man, hey, what, if anything, tell me about what's going on with ABATE these days, because I know that's the thing. And we're going to jump into the what we're talking about tonight here in just a little bit. But what's going on with ABATE?
So 3 weeks from Saturday, all the chapters in the state are going to ride to Tallahassee. We're going to do our state meeting Sunday. Monday morning, we are going to line up behind the hotel that the majority of us are staying in, similar to what we do every year. And we're going to have a police escorted ride to the Capitol.
On purpose?
Huh?
I said on purpose. I'm just teasing. I remember they did that before.
Well, this is one of the few rides we get police escorted on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, they were nice. I was surprised.
Yeah, they were really nice. But it's a big deal in the state of Florida, because that's when we go speak with our legislators about getting bills passed. Right now, we're working on the vulnerable road users bill. So these assholes that hit us can actually get punished for it and not get a $166 ticket, because let's face it, $166, most of us spend that in the bar on Friday night.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to tell you. But then speaking of what you spend in the bar on Friday night, if you want to join ABATE, get it myself, get it taped. It's $20 for the whole year, and included with that is $4,000 of AD&D insurance. And again, $20, you can't buy anything for $20. It's going to cover you for $4,000 if in case. Most of us, we will drop 20 and won't even miss it, or some of us, But anyway, the point is, find out about ABATE. We've got lots of information for you, because ABATE is not just a cool name. I mean, ABATE does stuff. ABATE is responsible for a whole lot of stuff, making your life easier that a lot of folks don't even know about. And the COCs, if you're in a motorcycle club, find out about your COC in your area. If you've not done it, do it. It doesn't matter what area you're in. If there's not a COC close to you, let me know about it, and we'll let you know how to move. We'll let you know the closest one to you, and maybe y'all can get together and get one started. And
one of the good things is I've been around a lot of clubs, and I haven't found one yet that there's bylaws say that you cannot be an ABATE member.
Yeah.
And here goes my daughter saying hi.
Hey, what's her name?
Gabby.
Oh, that's Gabby. Oh,
yeah,
right there. Hey, Dad. Hey, that's hey, niece. How you doing? But yeah, man. But so anyway, so having said that, one more thing. If y'all, if you get a chance, go visit. Well, first thing, if you get a chance, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done it already. Make sure you subscribe. Go to YouTube, and even if you're watching on Facebook, find the Big BoneYard. BoneYard is one word, capital B, capital Y. But go to the Big BoneYard, subscribe to the channel. That'll help a brother out. And hit the like button, make a comment, that kind of stuff. The interaction, it actually does us good. But here's the thing. So there's also the Facebook page. There's a Facebook group called the Big BoneYard, of course. But check this out. I don't think you can see this, but this is, I don't know if you can see it or not. But anyway,
52-week motorcycle challenge.
Well, it's a 52-week money challenge, and it's a savings plan. The idea is every week of the year, like the first week of the year, and we're in the 4th week of the year because it's Sunday. So this is the 4th week. But the first week of the year, you were supposed to put $1 in a jar or under your mattress or in the bank in an account. However it is that you're going to do it, that first week, you take $1 and put it to the side. The second week, so that next Sunday, Monday, whichever day your week begins on, that second week, because 52 weeks in a year. So that second week, you're going to throw $2 in there. So now you got $3. Forget about that $1 you put in. The second week, you're putting in $2. The third week, you're going to put in $3. Put it in that jar under the mattress, wherever that money goes. $3. The fourth week, $4, and so on and so on and so on. So if you do that every week of the year, and the most, and all the way at the end of the whole year, at the end of the year, right? You're going to have $1,378. And the most money, the most amount of money that you will ever deposit with this 52-week money savings, money challenge savings plan is $52. And that's only at the last week. So every single week, a little bit of money, you're going to put it to the side. And then after you save all that money, you're going to use all that money and you're going to come to the Big BoneYard Facebook group and you're going to find like a really cool t-shirt or some shorts for your old lady or some of that Big BoneYard stuff. And you can buy some of that stuff. Or if you want, you can, buy your kids stuff for Christmas or,
No. I mean, they can buy live memberships to ABATE for $600. So, I mean, by the end of the year, they can afford a live membership.
Exactly. See, there's all kinds of things you can do with that money. But here's the thing. It's each week, it's a whatever week that is. If it's week 10, you're putting in $10. But remember, if you're starting on week 4, then you're going to put a total of, if you're starting on week 4, $16. That's to catch you up for the year. Because first week is $1, second week is $2, third week is $3, fourth week is $4. But if you add that up, that's $16 that you've already, wait, is it? What is that? I don't know. How much money is that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So sorry, week 4, that's a total. You're putting in $10 to catch you up. If you start today, you throw $10 to the side, and next week you put in 5, and the following 6, and so on and so forth. So that's the savings plan. I know a lot of the boneheads are doing that right now, and we're kind of checking up on each other to make sure, hey, I'm going to remind you to do it. Other folks are reminding me, hey, it's Sunday. I got a few of those messages today. Folks said, hey, it's Sunday. Put your money, because it's such a small amount of money that we forget to do it. That's the thing that can happen. But make yourself remember every week, put that money in the fishbowl or wherever you're putting it. At the end of the year, I'm telling you, you'll thank me at the end of the year, and so will your kids or your old lady or your old man or whoever you're going to spend that money on. But anyway. So
I take donations for my new bike.
Right,
throwing that out there.
Right on. Like I told everybody during Christmas time, I wear a size 2024 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special. That's what I wear. That's like my size.
That's what I was shooting out there too. When unfortunately I didn't get one.
Hey, Risky said biker math. Now that's entertaining. Hey, I'm a podcast host and a biker. Like I do math. I'm still like carry to 1, divide by 2.
Hey, I've had 5 shots and 1 beer. How many drinks have you had tonight? 1.
Right. That's what you call.
But I don't drink, math. So.
Hey, look, biker math is sort of like stripper math. Like at the clubhouse, if you need one stripper to show up on Friday night. You have to invite 6 of them, and you have to remind them 2-3 days beforehand, so that at the end of the day, you might be lucky if 2 show up, because that's what you call stripper math. But that's a whole clubhouse thing. And not that I know anything about strippers or math, but you know.
Emphasis on the math.
Yeah. Right on. But hey, so here's what we're talking about tonight, y'all. This is 1-800-ASK-A-BIKER. It sounds like one of them lawyer commercials. 1-800-ASK-A-BIKER. Everything you want to know about this biker shit. And so what we're talking about is this. So here's what the description said. The description said, and you know, I guess I do it too. Anyway, so now this is the time for you and your club to level up. Matter of fact, last week we talked about making your club bulletproof. You know, like how to win in 2024. We talked about that last week, and we talked about a lot of these different things. But anyway, so now is the time for you and your club to level up. If you're riding a 1984 piece of shit V-Twin that's leaking and barely rideable, this year you get your Harley. Make the decision. You're getting your Harley this year. So if your club has 5 dedicated members, and that's it, and a bunch of them are, and the rest of them are a bunch of pieces of shit and lazy, don't do nothing, yada, 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 right? So this year, plan on getting rid of that dead weight and replacing them with men or women that would make good brothers and good sisters. It doesn't matter if you're the new guys on the set or if your patch has been flying for 30 freaking years. It's time to be the best, right? So having said that, whatever it is that you want to know about, whatever questions you have, whatever thing you need to improve upon, that's what we're talking about tonight. So you want to call the Big BoneYard, ask any question. No question is off limits. That don't mean we're going to answer it, but you can ask anything you want. No, but seriously, the phone number is 1-310-870-8994. So ask away. In the meantime, we're going to chop it up on a few different subjects, but also in the comments. If you got a question, throw it in the comments, or you can call 310-870-8994. So we can chop it up and talk about whichever it is. And yeah, and this is actually a live show. Today is Sunday. What is today? The 21st? I think Sunday, the 21st of January, 2024. There's a, because some folks, we replayed a show one time, what was it, a couple of weeks ago, we replayed a show, and a lot of folks watched it. They thought it was a live show, so they were calling all over the place, and we never knew about it until like way later on. But anyway, tonight y'all call in, and what's that? Little one RSN says numbers are crazy. 1 million seconds is 12 days. 1 billion seconds is 31 years. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, you damn mathematician, you. 5,000, like 525,600. Man, I know that's how long a year is. I know that from that damn. I wouldn't have known that had I not seen that movie called Rent. Right?
Damn.
But if I can say those numbers without singing the song, I sound smart. If I sing the song, then people know I just watch too much TV. You know, kind of tricky.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, but some of the things we're talking about, 1-800-ASK-A-BIKER. One of the big questions that in fact, let me ask you. So, because Tate, I know you're out there a lot. You pound the ground. What's probably one of the biggest questions that you get being a biker, be it ABATE biker or just being a biker in general? What's a question that people ask you all the time?
Well, I mean, there's a bunch. The main one is, why aren't you riding a Harley? Honestly, I can't afford one. But then I give them the same thing. I mean, your bike leaks oil. You can't do much with that. My bike leaks rice. I can make a meal.
If you're hungry, yeah, right.
Oh yeah. But one of the most that I get is, why ABATE? Why should anybody join ABATE? My answer to it is, why shouldn't they? I mean, that's like, if war breaks out again and your state's fighting another state, are you going to fight for your state because that's what you believe in? You're going to fight for what's right. Same reason a lot of individuals like yourself went into the military, fighting for what's right. And without ABATE, that wouldn't be happening in the state of Florida. We're the only motorcycle rights organization. We're out there pounding the ground all the time, trying to get bills passed so we can ride safer. I mean, how many people out there don't wear a helmet?
Right.
In a lot of Florida. People. Well, yeah, in our state, how many
Yeah.
people are out there without a helmet on and they take advantage of it. And then when you start a conversation by, hey, I noticed you ain't got a helmet on. Why is that? Well, because I don't have to. But
Yeah,
why is that?
Yeah.
Because it's the law. But why is that? I don't know. They just made a law about it. No. And then you get into info and they're like, oh, that's not true. Google it. I mean, Google's the best thing out there anymore. Google it. You'll see that in 2000, we repealed the helmet law and got it to where as long as you're over the age of 18 and own your motorcycle, you have the right to not wear a helmet if that's what you choose.
Yeah. The way we used to say it when we were pushing for this back in the day, we say, your ride, you decide, or you ride, you decide, you know, making it a little catchy and all like that. So you had a lot of folks saying that. But no, that's true, man. Then there's a whole bunch of other little catchy stuff like,
Oh, yeah.
like if you can read this t-shirt, you know, there's that. But
You're too fucking close.
No.
Can you see me now, asshole?
No, I was thinking the other one. The one we used to have is, if you can read this shirt, fell off. Yeah.
My mom got me one of those for Christmas one year that said, if you could read this, Erica fell off.
Okay, no, that's not nice. Didn't want Erica to fall off. That came across wrong. No applause for that. We don't want to. But no, but you know, but that's a fact though. So that's a great question. And I think, speaking of which, Soldier from Hard Knocks was just saying, Bone, I still need that ABATE info, and I want to get it to you. So, matter of fact, when we wrap up, hit me up, and I'm gonna get you plugged in tonight. Stand by 1 second. Hey, hello, and thank you for calling the Big BoneYard. You're on live on the Big BoneYard with with myself, Big Bone 1%er. Forgot my name, kind of like biker math. And you got ABATE. Who's on the phone with us?
Hey, what's going on, Big Bone? How you doing, man? ABATE, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, man? Sorry to mess your name up, man. Hey, I just had a quick question. This is for Big Bone, really. Me being a cat, 24 years old, just how the things that happened at the PROC, man. I just wanted to see what was your, how do you think the culture is going as far as, you know, guys, for younger cats like me getting in?
Man, so let's see. So, well, let me qualify that a little bit. You're saying, did you go to the PROC?
No, I didn't get a chance to go to it. I've always heard about it, and seen about it, but you know, I hadn't had a chance to get down to it yet.
I hear you. What state are you in?
You know, I'm in Alabama.
Okay, right on. A lot of folks from Alabama was there. No, I was just curious, but I'll tell you. So the thing about the PROC, the cool thing about the PROC is that it moves around every single year. It's sort of like if you're familiar with the roundup, for example, how it goes from one or now Sturgis is the same place every year. Daytona, same place every year, and you go, and it's basically a big party. And you know, some clubs have meetings there, you know, like club related meetings, but it's not like you're going to go there and learn a whole bunch of cool shit to bring back to your club, right? So in the case of the PROC, what the PROC does, there's motorcycle clubs from all over North America. I mean that literally. Canada showed up and showed out this year, you know, like Lost Gypsies and a variety of other clubs from Canada were at the PROC. It was in Indianapolis this weekend. I just got back today from Indianapolis. The thing about the PROC is they're going to have what they call breakout sessions, which is basically a seminar. There's going to be on the one day, there's the general meetings where everybody's there with big name speakers talking about different subjects where you're definitely going to get some word and some information. You're going to leave there with some knowledge. If you come to the PROC and you show up to a couple of things, because there's stuff going on nonstop at the PROC, right? But if you go home after a weekend at the PROC and you don't say, damn, I learned a lot, I'm smarter, I got something to bring to the table for my club, and we're not going to be better because I went to the PROC, then you didn't go, either one, you didn't go to the PROC, or two, you didn't do shit while you was there, or three, you're just stupid, because there's no way that you can't level up by going to the PROC. So the PROC is always a good thing, man. It's always a good thing. And this year was absolutely historic with some of the things that took place. It was a 20th year anniversary. But are you in a motorcycle club?
No, I'm not club affiliated. I was just Yeah, I've been studying the culture and everything like that, so I've just been trying to,
Yeah, right on.
just kind of understand, so.
You should still, even as not being a member of a motorcycle club, you absolutely can still benefit from going to the PROC, because a lot of the stuff, like for example, the ABATE rep that was there from Indianapolis, I mean, ABATE is made up of all kinds of bikers, people that are in clubs, not in clubs, people that are that don't even ride motorcycles, but they know and love somebody that does. So they want to know about this stuff. How can they help? How can they benefit? How can they any of that? And it's something there for everybody. There were people who were at the PROC because it was at this big resort, like a resort hotel. So there was what we call citizens. That means a citizen is somebody not non-club affiliated in any way. So there were citizens who were there, were just amazed with all these bikers, thousands of people. And they were like, man, what's going on? Next thing you know, they're hanging out, they're talking to people, they're learning about stuff. And a couple of guys who I knew, they were there for, I kid you not, one of those, what do they call, where they have dance moms, where the little girls have the dance competitions.
Oh
and
my
whatnot.
God.
It was one of
Honey
the like some Honey Boo Boo shit. So these men were there with their wives and their daughters, and they were like, man, this shit is cooler than this bullshit I'm here for. Next thing you know, I'm seeing these guys pop up in a couple of the breakout sessions. Wow. And so they went and bought a ticket, and they're doing all the stuff. But it's a lot to learn, man. It's a lot to learn. And did you say you were 24 years old?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, damn, you're young.
Yeah, you're young. You got a bike?
Yes, sir, I do.
What you ride?
I ride an Indian.
Okay, all right, right on. Which one?
24 with a good job.
Yeah.
It's a chieftain.
Oh, the Chieftain. Yeah, man, beautiful bikes. I'll tell you what. But so you're 24. You got an Indian Chieftain. That's all kinds of cool, man. That's a wonderful bike. And then if you're in Alabama, what town are you in, if you don't mind?
Birmingham.
Oh man, yeah, Beham. So there's a town called Inslee. You know about Inslee, right?
Yes, sir. 100%.
Yeah, a lot of good brothers in Inslee, Birmingham, and what's that? Bessemer. That whole area there. It's a lot of bikers there, man, and it's a lot of folks you could connect with to kind of let you know the ins and outs of not just the club life, but this biker life. Because you don't have to be in a club to be a biker. And, I'm biased, obviously. I'm very pro motorcycle club, but I'm pro biker too. So you sound like you got a good tan like I do. So for the area that you're in, I wish I was you. I'm envious of all the fun that's getting ready to happen for you, and the lifestyle and the brotherhood. Was you ever in the military?
Yes, sir. I am.
Okay.
I'm currently in.
Okay. What branch?
Navy.
Okay, right on. All right. So MCs, the motorcycle clubs and the military go hand in hand. That's just like what's that thing Forrest Gump used to say, like peas and carrots or something like that. Yeah, I mean that's just a natural fit because in fact the setup of motorcycle clubs, the structure of motorcycle clubs is very much because of the military, guys getting out of the military. I'm talking back in the early 1900s, they formed motorcycle clubs and they structured them very much like military units. So flash forward, over 100 years later, and that's still
doing the same shit.
Yeah, in fact, Tate is the state sergeant at arms for ABATE.
Assistant right now.
Yeah, assistant sergeant at arms for the state of Florida in ABATE. And then there's presidents, vice president, but then you have sergeant at arms, you have secretary, you have treasurers. But the structure moves very much like the military. There's a hierarchy. There's somebody who's going to give instructions. There's the low man. There's the high man, and all that. So as a Navy man, a lot of this stuff will be familiar to you. It'll make sense to you. But yeah, it's definitely something. Man.
I definitely appreciate it, man. I'm gonna keep watching, and I appreciate y'all dropping the knowledge that y'all drop, man.
Man, well, not a problem, man.
Bone, if you don't mind, I can shout out another podcast where I actually found you at.
Yeah.
So when I first got into this, I'm not gonna say how long ago, but I was new to everything. I learned a lot from Black Dragon. I'd go, if I were you, I'd follow his podcast, go all the way to the beginning shows, listen to the roundtables, and that's where I found Big Bonely originally. But he does a lot of MC Protocol. He has opinions from both 1% and 99ers because he's a 99er, but obviously he knows ones. He's a great guy, and if you want to see something else he's done, watch Biker Boys.
Yeah, he was actually in that movie. He was actually at the PROC this weekend. We hung out, had a great time. That's Black Dragon. In fact, so like you were saying, we used to do a show called The Roundtable. It was Black Dragon. It was on his channel called The Roundtable, and that was where Black Dragon, myself, and a few other guys, we got together and we would talk about different subjects. And similar to this, we didn't have callers, but we had enough subject matter to kind of cover a lot of different things. But now it's like, it was sort of the experience of sitting around in a clubhouse with a bunch of old gray bearded motherfuckers, chopping it up about a certain subject. That was the original feel of it. But nonetheless, yeah, definitely. Also, if you get a minute, find this thing. It's on YouTube, and it's you should go back to the very first episode, but it's called The Big BoneYard. That one too. Check that one out. But if you go back to the beginning, every single week there's a different subject matter that talks about this biker stuff, the good, the bad, the ugly. You know, it's
how to improve it.
Yeah. I heard from so many people this weekend at the PROC, because remember, the PROC is huge. It's thousands of people there. But I heard from so many people who got something from the show. Man, I don't have an ego like that, but I was humbled by the fact that more folks than I thought this show was reaching. So it did my heart good and got me motivated. Man, you know, a lot of people keep putting out the good word, man. Keep putting out the good word. I'm like, so I guess we're going to keep putting out the good word. What do they call you, man?
Oh, they call me Steve, man, where I'm from. So
right on. All right, Steve. Now you do understand when you get in this biker shit, somebody's gonna. All right, I'm gonna give you. All right, this is biker tip number 1.
Don't do nothing stupid. That'll wind up being your name.
Yeah. So you want to be conscientious about, like, as you start spending time with and hanging out with bikers, be conscientious of how you move a little something, because either you, now if they say, hey, what's your name, man, and you say Steve, they're gonna find a nickname for you, or what we call a road name, right? Or if you join a club name. And whatever that name is, it has a tendency to stick. So either you pick a name that's a good name that you like, and maybe they let you keep it, or they're going to give you one. So sometimes you don't want them to give you one, especially if you did something stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know a guy named Outhouse. Outhouse, when he was a probate, he was riding with this certain 1%er club, and this certain support club, and he was on this medicine. He got sick, and he was taking this medicine that made him use the bathroom all the time. So they were taking a ride from Clearwater to Panama City, and he had to stop and use the bathroom like 5 times. By the time they got to Panama City, his name was Outhouse.
Damn.
And that was 20 years ago, and he's still called Outhouse. So, and nobody, people are like, how the hell did you get a name like Outhouse? Sometimes when they're feeling generous, sometimes, hey, House. He prefers House. Like, hey, how you doing, man? What's your name? Oh, they call me House. No, they don't. They call him Outhouse. But if you ask him, he's going to say, they call me House. Anyway.
Or he can wind up like me and never get one. So
yeah. That's a possibility. That happens. It definitely happens. But I'll tell you what. But you're in Alabama, Steve. So in Alabama, they'll hit you with a name. But hey, Steve, man, thanks for calling, brother. And look, keep watching the show, and make sure share this show. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, and share this with everybody you know, man.
All right, hey, thank you so much, man.
Not a problem, Steve. Take care. That's all right. And Douche Canoe was just saying that, wait, where we go? Douche Canoe was just saying, so Steve, if you're still listening, Douche Canoe said, this is a great first caller with great questions, and I want to applaud him for being so incredibly respectful. And I echo that sentiment as well. I really appreciate hearing from a young cat like that who's trying to learn about the culture and kind of get started and everything.
I like to hear about somebody trying to learn about it, dip their toe in it before they dive in head first, because that's what I'm seeing with a lot of the younger generation.
Yeah.
They get a bike, they're 10 foot tall and bulletproof, and the first thing they want to do is go hang out with a 1% club, and they don't even know protocol.
Yeah, because they watched Mayans. That episode of Mayans was real good, and I've watched Mayans and every biker thing there and shit. We're making a biker movie right now, but and one of the things that we're doing with this biker movie is really trying to interject accuracy and realness and give a let people see what protocol actually looks like. We're trying to do some of that and within the confines of a movie, because a movie has to be entertaining. And so there's what they call artistic license to do some stupid shit. But for the most part, it's going to look, feel, and move just like the MC world and the biker culture, So Jason, this Jay was saying, clubs run into roadblocks and arguing about clubhouses, positions, politics, recruiting, and talking about old versus new. What do you think is the biggest thing clubs should do to be healthy? That's a great question. Jay, I think first thing that clubs should do, and here's the problem. So the answer to your question is, I think egos. Egos is a big problem amongst any organization, but especially in a sometimes testosterone driven environment like a motorcycle club where everybody, they put on that patch. Now they're 10 foot tall and bulletproof, right? And mix that with egos and a lesser understanding of protocol, which does happen. Now that's a recipe for disaster. So if you can, and I talked about this at the PROC this weekend, if you can condition your folks, and from the top down, because the expression goes, the fish rots from the head. So it's got to start with the president and filter its way down. But the thing is, everybody needs to think about the we, not the me. You got to speak in the plural, think in the plural. What's good for the group? I'm going to move in the best interest of the group. That helps a club to be healthy. That helps an organization to be healthy. Because when you're, and think of it this way, you could be the biggest dumbass in North America, but if you know that your actions have consequences and could affect the way that your club is looked upon, or you do something stupid, now law enforcement is interested in what's going on with you, or any of these sort of things, if you're conscientious of we and not just me, you're going to move different, which ultimately makes you a better person, makes you more disciplined, because you're accountable to a whole other group of people. But that don't happen if your ego is out there writing checks that your club don't want to cash. You're gonna move different. So what do you think, Tate?
Well, first off, that's not just issues in clubs. That's any organization out there, regardless of if they're on a motorcycle or not.
Yeah,
hell, I've seen that shit in the Eagles.
I seen it in the Boy Scouts.
I went to high school. But no, 100%. People need to stop caring about what's on the front of their vest, care about what's on the back. I mean, I've heard it on multiple podcasts for years, multiple people that are very looked upon in this community say the same thing. It's not about the me, it's about the we. You gotta put everything in front of what you feel is right, and as long as that's what the chapter wants or that's what the organization wants, that's what you got to do. Sometimes it's going to be for the best, sometimes it might not work out all that great, but you live, you learn, and you do everything as a group. Nobody's more important than anybody else.
Facts. I know in the first club I was in, y'all have heard me say this before if you watch the show a lot. My first club, we were described as damn near, incestuous was the expression that I used to hear. And what that meant is that we didn't fuck with nobody else. We only fuck with each other. That's the incestuous thing. But anyway, if you saw one of us hanging out and there was 4 people with him, every one of those 4 people was somebody from the club. When we went to, eat food, somebody was having a barbecue or a cookout or a pool party, it was only us. It was very rare. In fact, it was so much to the point to where when we used to do a weekly meetup. Sometimes there was a meeting, sometimes we just jump in the pool, but we had a pool party basically every single week. And was so incestuous that if somebody other than us showed up, you know, I mean, like your wife, your girlfriend, your freaking side chick, whoever, you know, because it, you know, it was like the brothers and the girls that, you know, like part of the family, if you will. But if it was somebody that we didn't know who just showed up, it was like, it was like that thing in the old Western movies where the music stops and people start looking,
staring, like a family party, you know, family barbecue is what y'all had.
Yeah, and the sergeant at arms would jump out of the pool or something, wearing a damn swimsuit, walk over there. Hey, who are you and why are you here? You know, you know. But it was just like that. It didn't matter if we were going to 7-Eleven. We only dealt with each other. If we had a problem, we only called each other. You know, no matter what it was. That's just how we got down. But it was that unity that made that club so incredibly strong. You know, and but yeah, and I miss those days. And but anyway, like that movie Biker Boys is really interesting. I saw glimpses of that in that movie. But anyway, oh, kickstands down. What's up, fellas? Like, share, and subscribe. I believe
yeah, definitely.
KDP or KSDP said like, share, and subscribe. Good looking, fellas. And wait, Douche Canoe said I could send a picture of Tate to my parents, and they'd ask when I grew my hair out. So if he needs a road
appreciate it, but no, I'm good.
Okay, right on. And so that must be Frost. He said filming went good yesterday. He had a ball. All right, cool. And Dustin says protocol is everything in club life, and man, that is the fact. Protocol is basically in amongst citizens. You know, you might be rude, disrespectful. Maybe you care, maybe you don't. Maybe you see a couple of grown men having a conversation, you just bust into the conversation and start giving them your 2 cents. In our world, that'll get you punched in the face, whether somebody knows you or not, because it's against protocol. That's something that you just don't do. I could go more into it, but that's something that you just don't do. So bad manners among citizens is just bad manners. Bad manners on the set get your ass kicked.
Oh yeah.
So the most respectful people you're typically going to meet are bikers. I don't care what you saw in Easy Rider or freaking Sons of Anarchy or whatever. In real life, bikers are very respectful people. We're real conscientious of that. If a biker is being disrespectful to somebody, it's because they meant to do it. It's not an accident. It's not a mistake. It's not nothing like that. Soldier just said, each one teach one. And man, I believe that to my heart. Each one teach one. If you know a thing, if you've got some knowledge, it's not your knowledge. It's you only get to keep that knowledge if you share it with somebody else. That's what gives you ownership of it. It's yours to share. It's not yours to keep.
Oh yeah.
So each one teach one. White Horse said artistic license to do some dumb shit. Right on. All right. And the Damaso Lander said, Tater, what's up?
What's up, D?
Right on, right on. Yeah, Soldier just said, yeah, it's Frost. Okay. And Dushkanu said LOL at Tate. Okay. But yeah, so next question. By the way, the phone number is, let me see if we can get, okay, the phone number is 310-870-8994. So if you have some questions or comments, so y'all think of the top 5 questions that y'all got. Oh, by the way, while I'm at it, because I'm thinking about giving out a t-shirt. As a matter of fact, I don't know if y'all seen the new t-shirts. I don't have one in front of me, and I really got to put that stuff on the Facebook page. If you're not on the Big BoneYard Facebook page, go there, join the Facebook page. It's all kinds of cool stuff up there. But that's where the t-shirts and the shorts and the cups and the tumblers and all that kind of stuff is going to be on there. And if you want one of those, just send me a text or email or something like that. I'll shoot you a link so you can buy it. But that's all kinds of cool stuff. But for one of these people, if we get some calls in, we're going to send one of those people a free t-shirt. But let's see. And Scavenger from Goodfellas said, something for citizens to remember is that club life. He said, something for citizens to remember is that club life is for me and... All right, he didn't say the rest of it. He said for me and something. All right, Scavenger, hit me up. Let me know what you was talking about or finish the sentence or something. but it sounded, he started great. I don't know what it meant. Let's see.
I like this one.
Oh yeah, Clifton Lynn. Let's see. It says, in my area, 1%ers post open houses on their public Facebook pages. Is that kind of post usually a real open house or for friends of the club?
Oh, that's an easy one.
Great question. Great question. Now, like y'all have heard me say a bazillion times, a lot of things are, geographical or regional, if you will. But typically, if it's a 1%er club and they're saying we're having an open house on, and some clubs don't even do nothing like that on Facebook or anything public. They send out notifications to whomever they intend on coming or anybody who's welcome to come. But it's sort of, this is one of those what's understood doesn't need to be explained, but since you asked, I'm going to explain it. And Tate, I know you're already there. You already know.
Oh, yeah.
If there's an open house and you ain't cool with them folks, don't show up. Because if you wasn't invited yesterday and you see it says open house, it says everybody can come, your ass ain't supposed to be there. So stay your ass at home.
Oh, yeah.
That's just one of those. The people who aren't supposed to be there typically don't go there, and if they do go there, they're going there for the wrong reasons. And the folks that put out that open house thing, when those people show up, they know that they're not supposed to be there, and then it's on and popping. However, let's say you're Joe Blow citizen, and they're saying open house, come on by. Feel welcome to go on by, but make sure you're sharpen
mind your P's and Q's.
Mind your P's and Q's, know your protocol, know how to interact with people, because that's not the place. Also, go have a good time, but going there to have a good time, that's the wrong place. Going to a 1%er clubhouse is the wrong place to find out that you don't know how to control your liquor.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That's the wrong place to say, because what don't fly is, well, I just had a few too many and that's why I acted stupid.
Especially if you're not a brother there.
Right, because you'll be making those statements, but you'll be making those statements from the hospital. Talking about, well, I just had a few too many. When are y'all going to release me?
Oh, yeah. And my rule of thumb is if you are going to a clubhouse for any reason, let's say you don't drink, still make sure you spend some money at the bar because it costs them money to put these events on. This is how they generate a lot of their funds. A lot of the ways and a lot of things they do with this money is like we have clubs that support our toy run every year. Those toys go to kids that need them.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, if you are in a house, make sure you spend money. Hell, last time I went to Bones, I didn't drink nothing, but I left them $50 when I left.
Yeah.
You always give to the house.
Yeah. And, and let me tell you, don't think that people don't notice when you do stuff like that. If you go to a clubhouse, somebody is noticing every single thing you do. That's not to make you feel uncomfortable. That's just how it is in this environment where good, bad, or indifferent, somebody is noticing what you did, how you did it, maybe even why you did it, how a thing came up. So if you're a good dude doing good shit, they're going to notice. If you're an asshole and you're on some bullshit, they're going to notice that too. And maybe that next invite might not be meant for you because you showed your ass. But here's the cool thing about the way that MCs and protocols and the biker lifestyle, somebody's going to communicate that with you one way or the other, so you're not going to be confused as to where you fit into that. So that's a great question. Now, Douche Canoe just said, Deuce said, old Sunny quote is, you don't see people in prison treating each other the way people do on the outside. And the reason is that if you're rude to somebody in prison, you get killed.
Yeah.
Now that's
nail on the head.
That's just a really good deterrent to being, having bad manners, right? So Donald Moreno said some people are unteachable. Isn't that right, son? You might know one work with a few, and Tate is my son. Okay. Okay.
I have my whole family watching. It seems like.
Hey, that's all right. So let's see. Melissa. Oh, okay. That's Betty Boop. Betty Boop says, good evening, all. And Scavenger said, okay, so let's see. I think this is what Scavenger was he says, citizens need to remember that club life is for men and not women. Make sure to always conduct yourself accordingly. And, and I think what he means by that is when he says for men, not women, and, correct me if I'm wrong, there's women in the environment. Some clubs are all men. There's women in this lifestyle. You go to a clubhouse, there's of course women there, and typically those women, and especially in the environment of a club or even an ABATE, they know how to conduct themselves, because the ones that don't know how to conduct themselves will, it'll be addressed.
Oh yeah.
Maybe a little differently with women than it will with men, but that's dependent. I've seen women get their ass beat too by other women. You don't see men beating up on them, but
that wouldn't go over very well. Not in my chapter, at least.
You're not gonna go to some clubhouse and you got the wives and girlfriends there, and some new chick shows up and wants to come there, show her ass, and start a bunch of shit, and those women are just gonna be okay with it. No, they're gonna address that, and depending on the level of the infraction, she might get her ass beat too, because women are, in my personal opinion, women are more violent than men. I really believe that, because women, they don't do it as frequently, but when they do, they go all the hell out. White Horse said, big time, even in biker bars, you best hold your drink. That's a fact. I'm telling you, like the biker set is not the place to learn that you can't hold your liquor. It's just not the place. You do that over there at the yuppie bar or something like that. There, because worst case scenario there, some guy's going to say, sir, we're going to have to ask you to leave, or we're going to cut you off. Cut you off in a biker club means something different. No
more knees.
Douche Canoe said, counterpoint to Scavenger, don't go disrespecting or hitting on the women if you don't know who they are. Great point. So we can pontificate on that one a little bit too, because here's what happens. The reason that in a lot of organizations, women wear patches, men wear patches, everybody wears patches, but in particular, when you're talking about certain clubs, and if you see some girl, she could be gorgeous as all get out, but if on the back of her vest it said property of so-and-so, it doesn't mean you can't speak to her. But don't come with none of that Pepe Le Pew,
Oh yeah,
smack her on the ass and get all up in her face and let me get your phone number and let's go for a ride. Any of that type of shit. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Please listen to what I'm saying. You'll thank me later. And for those that learn differently, sorry.
You'll wish you listened later.
Yeah. But the thing about that is you'll probably be back on solid foods in 2-3 weeks. That's not that bad. I mean, just don't do it. Don't do it.
I mean, that's if a brother handles you. I mean, my old lady, you hit on her and I ain't got to worry about nothing because she gonna handle you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look, the women on the set, it's some different stuff going on. Like I say all the time that the set is where men are men and women are glad about it. Because on a lot of environments, I don't know if you ever seen this. Sometimes you see it on the internet. You'll see some woman, she's being incredibly disrespected and all like that, and she goes and tells her old man, "Oh my gosh, did you see that?" And this, that, and another thing. And he's like, "Yes, let's call the officer of the goddamn law, or I'm going to call my attorney and we're going to structure a very sternly worded letter, 2-3 paragraphs even." Yeah. Our environment is a little bit different. We don't call attorneys or police. We beat somebody's ass. And again, this is not to say that bikers are just about violence and all like that. This is like the environment of, stepping into the set is sort of like going back in the cowboy days, where guys are like, "Howdy, ma'am," and all like that, except for, I'm not saying people ain't fucking, people get together, is, some wild women and all that kind of stuff. But what I'm saying is that you treat people the right way, or you're advised that treating them differently, there's a consequence to it. There's always a consequence to your actions in the MC community, so that's a part of it. So let me ask you this. What's and you don't have to go too much into it. What's the biggest lesson that you learned personally about this biker shit? Like you used to think one way, but damn, like you found out, oh shit, it's really like this. And how did you learn that thing?
Honestly, that this biker lifestyle is not political. I used to think that all the time. Oh my
Yeah.
God, this is the most political bullshit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody tell you it's not political. There's politics and fucking everything. And it's definitely lonely at the top.
Yeah.
Once you get to the top, nobody wants to be your friend. Everybody looks at you as, oh, you're the president. We got to hold you to a higher standard. No, I'm still a brother at the end of the day. If I were to take this flash off right now, guess what? My patch looks just like your patch, looks just like his patch, and looks just like his patch. The front shouldn't matter. But unfortunately, once you get to the top, it does.
You know, the funny thing is that I've seen as it relates to presidents, I've seen people go, oh, well, he changed ever since he became president. Here's the thing. That's true, and it's not true, depending on who you're talking about. There's some guys where the power went to his head, right? And he starts acting different, walking different, talking different, and treating people differently, and not in a good way, right? And then you have other cats who they have to change their interaction because this is my homeboy. He's the president now, so he's gonna look away when I'm fucking up all over the place because that's my boy, so I can do whatever I want. So if that's really your boy and he's the president, why would you put him in that position?
Exactly.
Right? You'd be surprised how many people do because, oh, that's my boy. And then when you don't co-sign so-and-so's bullshit, now you're an asshole. You're president. Oh, he's acting funny now because he's the president. No, he's doing his job because as the president, his concern is supposed to be for the entire chapter. Oh, yeah. And if he's letting you get away with shit, then people are going to look at him funny like, oh, wow. Oh, I see how it goes. If that's your boy, you're going to look the other way. You're not really doing your job. You're not really the president. You're just some guy who's taking advantage of a position to hook up his friends. Like when you're working at McDonald's and you give all your friends extra fries and stuff.
I never worked there, but
yeah, I did. When I was 15, I got fired for that.
Did they have McDonald's when you were 15?
They did. They were made out of stone. They were made out of stone back then. But no, I was 15 years old, had a job at McDonald's, and that's the only job I ever got fired from because my boys would come through and man, they'd order like a small fry and they get like 3 bags of food accidentally. But so that's
Let's go back in time. I need some food.
Yeah. Hey, at 15, I wouldn't have been a good club president or anything else, But hey, Jay was saying, good evening, Frost. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay blessed. Right on. And then let's see here. And Clinton says, thank you, sirs. I appreciate you all. Man, we appreciate you watching, man. Just make sure hit the like button, share, and subscribe if you didn't do it already. And White Horse says, then there's the fear factor of title and amount of security around a high title. That stuff stuck too. People are afraid. They act differently. Just be you. Show respect, not fear. That's always a thing, Oh
yeah.
So what happens is that people sometimes as it relates to interacting with club members, especially if you're talking about OMCs and 1%ers, people have a preconceived notion about how these folks are. And yet sometimes club members might be standoffish. That's just because they don't know who you are. You could be anybody. You could be there for good reasons, bad reasons, whichever. And when they don't know someone, maybe they're not going to come over and kiss you on the mouth, right? That ain't happening. But hey, if you stay in your lane and act like a man, everybody puts on their pants one leg at a time. But motorcycle clubs are cliquish. I don't mean this in a bad way. I mean,
very much.
We're in a club or in an organization. We're ABATE or we're in part of the COC or whichever because we know the folks that are there. Or those folks that become a part of that, we get to know who they are. It's a process, right? Out in the world, you meet somebody that gets hired at your job. You didn't have no say-so in it. That's just somebody who was moved in from the regional office in Texas, and now he's here. You don't know if he's a good guy or bad guy or whichever, but they're told, hey, this is your coworker, and guess what? Now he's your coworker. And so at work, you got to deal with him. If you elect to interact with that person outside of your work, that's on you. But at work, they tell you who's there. It's not that way in the club. In the club, you get to choose who's going to be a part of your thing. So it's a different kind of a thing, But that's a good observation, White Horse. That's a very good observation.
Oh, yeah.
There's a fear factor. Speaking of the fear factor, Another thing about that is that there's just I say protocol, but for citizen purposes, common sense. Common sense is if you see a bunch of guys talking, you're at the clubhouse and they've all got the same patch on, and I mentioned it earlier, and you just bust up there, hey, how you doing, fellas? I'm so-and-so. What's going on? What are y'all talking about? Don't do that. Bad mistake. Why? It's bad manners. Remember, bad manners have bad consequences, if you think of it that way. But you go to the clubhouse, you're hanging out, you see somebody that you want to get to know, they seem interesting, or you want to know something about them or what's going on. Hey, buy that man a beer. Like, hey, man, you know what? I'm going to the bar. I'm going to grab a beer. Can I get you one? You know, great. What are you having? Bud Light? You know, yeah, whatever it is. You know, hey, let me get you a beer. This, that, another thing. How's it going tonight? Just regular conversation. Don't ask him about his business. Don't ask him about his patches. You know, y'all chit chat about the weather or the football game or whatever it is that the conversation leads you, but don't get all personal and start digging in, you know, asking shit you shouldn't be asking about. You know, and if you do accidentally do that, he'll let you know. You know, that ain't none of your damn business.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna discuss it with you. That's the cool thing about being in a biker environment. Bikers aren't real shy about telling you that ain't none of your fucking business. And that a lot of times won't even take offense to it because, you know, we understand not everybody knows what protocol is. This is your opportunity to learn how that is. You'll hear protocol. It's a thing. It's definitely a thing. That.
And I'd even say if you are a civilian at a clubhouse, and don't get offended if you ask somebody what they're drinking and they tell you they're not, because a lot of these clubs, you don't know. You might be talking to a probate, and a lot of the clubs, you're not allowed to drink while you're working, especially if you're a probate.
Oh, yeah. Facts. Absolute. And look, I know 1%ers, full patch members, been so for years, who don't drink alcohol. Mm-hmm. And you'll probably be glad about it, because when they did drink alcohol, they were a different individual.
Oh, yeah.
And this lifestyle is one where it's real good for sobriety, contrary to popular belief, because people who legit have a big problem with the way that they act when they're drinking and drugging, they learn. Know that, they learn, hey, this is not something I can do. Not if I want to stay in this club, or if I want to stay in this organization. I can't do that. So SNS just said, treat them good, they're going to treat you better. Treat them bad, they're going to treat you worse. That ain't nothing but the gospel. That is the gospel truth of it. All right, Douche Canoe said, here's a softball question. I like to run my mouth and stir shit up that I don't want to back up. And MC brothers are supposed to back me up no matter what if I'm a member. Sounds good? Where do I sign up?
Well, you sign up with a hang around phase, and if you like to run your mouth and stir shit up, that's where your phase is going to end.
Pretty much. I think that's pretty much the way it goes. But I'll tell you what. So I talk about the 3 Ps, and it's so funny because I hear other people kind of pick up on that. A brother of mine named Highway actually had a song where he referred to the 3 Ps in that song, but the 3 Ps: pussy, power, and protection. So if you're getting in your club or your organization for whatever, if one of the 3 Ps or all of the 3 Ps are the reason you're doing it, then just don't do it. Save everybody some time and don't waste nobody's time. The 3 Ps: pussy, protection, power, no matter how you put them. So pussy. So man, those guys always got the girls. Them guys always got the girls. I want to be them. I want that patch. They always got the girls. Guess what? If you can't get girls on your own, or you feel like you have to be in that organization or that club in order to get girls, then you ain't the kind of guy that needs to be in that club anyway. And if the focus is the girls, bad reason to get in the club, because guess what? 99% of the time that y'all are doing club shit, ain't no women around anyway. So forget about the pussy part of it. The power part of it, if you're like power tripping like that and you want to, you got that whole Napoleon thing going on, same difference. You're going to be a problem for that club or a problem for the set anyway. So go sit your Napoleonic ass down somewhere and go start your own thing that don't have shit to do with motorcycles. Go run for politics or something. If it's all about power, go do that. There's a bunch of freaking weirdos doing that shit all the time. And you know, nowadays, you know, that's all politics is anymore. A bunch of assholes who want to run the world. So yeah, so the power part, keep that out of the MCs, keep that away from the organizations. The protection. So if you're like, hey, you know, these guys over here want to kick my ass for the last stupid shit I did, but if I join that club over there, I'll be safe. Why will you bring your bullshit and your drama to a brand new organization who don't know nothing about or care nothing about the stupid shit that you did over there? Because if you did the stupid shit over there, you'll probably do it over here. So don't come running to us for protection. And, you know, and believe me, motherfuckers do that. Guys do that shit. Or I'll say they try to. They'll try to join a club with all kinds of chest thumping, I'm Billy Bad and all this kind of stuff. But in real life, you're just trying to hide out from those guys that are going to fuck you up as soon as they see you for the last stupid shit you did. So that's a good one, Douche Canoe. I appreciate that question because that needs to be addressed. And hey, if you're the guy who's looking at them 3 Ps and that's the reason you want to join the club, just don't.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I come into that with ABATE all the time. When I get transfers from other chapters, all they tell you is, oh, well, I just wasn't happy. So the first thing I do is I jump on the phone, get a hold of the old chapter president and say, hey, was there something going on? Was shit just not working out? What's the situation here?
Yeah.
Because if you're going to be an issue in the BoneYard, what makes you think you ain't going to be an issue in Lake County? And let's be honest, Bob threw him out. There's a reason. Maybe I don't want him.
Yeah, exactly. Why did that happen? And you know, and the thing is, that's where in leadership has to do their due diligence. You know, if you're more concerned with quantity over quality, you're always going to get what you don't want. You're always going to get the problem children. You're always going to get headaches. You're always going to get somebody who's bringing drama, a man or a woman. So make the phone call, find out, do your due diligence, find out why the hell is this person coming here? Like I used to think all probates, I thought every probate in the world was a cop and I hated them until I had to learn different, you know, like convince me that you're not a shit, that you're not trying to infiltrate, you know, something. You're here for bad reasons. And I mean, I knew some cats who had crossed over and everything, you know, full patch. And I still wasn't sure. It took me a minute, you know, because that's just the way I am. But it's a quality thing, you know, it's a quality control thing. So Kodak, the ground pounder. Hey, let's take a minute. Kodak, the ground pounder. He's a new subscriber. He says, new subscriber here. Love the show, man. We're glad to have you. So welcome to the Big BoneYard. Enter at your own risk, brother. And check out the Facebook page as well. A lot of stuff on there. Join the Facebook page, and we'll give you a proper introduction over there as well. Jay said, when a chapter drifts away, let me make sure I'm seeing this properly. Jay says, when a chapter drifts away from bylaws to the point they are almost something different other than having the same patch, how do you correct that? Man, that's a good question. So this is one of those, we used to say, I want to say it was in 2005 or 2006 or something like that with my original club. We had an entire year where on social media, emails, fax. Yeah, there was a thing called a fax machine. Anyway, whatever way we were communicating, everybody signed the same way. And it said, back, BACK, the number 2, basics, right? Back to basics. Because for a whole year, we were like, we are about the bylaws. We are about being a traditional motorcycle club, traditional values, traditional, back to basics. And what happens is when a club gets away from the bylaws, somebody, and here's where, when depending on how crazy shit has got, somebody's got to stand up and say, hey, you know what? The bylaws say different. And then sometimes there's another thing. There's they say this in the courtrooms too, the spirit of the law. Like, for example, if you have a bylaw that says we wear Chuck Taylor sneakers, right? Or Chuck Taylor style sneakers, and everybody in the club has Chuck Taylor sneakers, but then 3 or 4 of those guys got some Nikes. Well, what was the spirit of the law? because like when they made that bylaw, and I'm being facetious, but when they made that bylaw, let's say they had a founder and his name was Chuck Taylor, and in honor of him, everybody wore those style sneakers to honor that guy, right? But then these new guys who never even met their founder, they go out and buy some Nikes. Well, are they wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're wrong because Chuck Taylors are what. So now if they said, well, the original founder used to wear sneakers and his name wasn't Chuck Taylor, his name was Bob, and he used to wear sneakers a lot. And the first few guys used to wear some Chuck Taylors. So they said, oh, yeah, Chuck Taylor style sneakers. And they bought some Nikes. Oh, those aren't Chuck Taylors. Is he wrong? No, because the spirit of the law was, hey, you should, that bylaw is you're supposed to wear sneakers. Right. And and by the way, that's some real California shit because we don't do that in Florida. We wear boots.
Whoa. Hold on.
Well, I'm saying on the bike. Do you wear sneakers on your bike? Okay. Yeah, but do you ride in those?
Every fucking day.
No shit.
Yeah.
No shit. Okay. Well, see, that's an ABATE thing versus a club thing. Because on the club side, you only wear boots. Like wearing sneakers is a sin. However, I had to be like for Indianapolis this weekend. We flew up because
that's a long ass way in this cold ass weather.
Yeah. So I actually wore sneakers and it felt weird. They were comfortable, but it felt weird to be in sneakers, flying and walking through the airport and everything. I felt in the back of my head, everybody was looking at me because I didn't have on my boots. So of course, what do I do? As soon as I got to the hotel, what I do? Put on my boots. But at this point, I needed them because it was snow all over the place. So, so
I'd have passed the hell out if I seen you in sneakers.
I know, right? But that's a good one, though, Jay. That's a good one. SNS says, hey, he's saying Kodak. SNS saying, nice to have you, Kodak. So, yeah, definitely, man. Glad to have you here. Kodak, the ground pounder, says, if you're not invited, don't go. However, I may even bring a bottle of Jack. Yeah. That's a good rule. Hey, listen, first time to the clubhouse, or a lot of times you go to the clubhouse, don't go empty-handed. Bring a bottle of Jack. They call that outlaw blood. Outcast. A lot of times we do the doggone Uncle Nearest, which there's a whole story behind Uncle Nearest. We'll share that one day. But so bring a bottle of Uncle Nearest if you can find it. Bring a bottle of Uncle Nearest. Bring a bottle of Jack. If you're coming to see me, bring me a bottle of Patron. But don't come to the clubhouse empty-handed, especially when you're first getting there. It's a protocol respect. It's definitely appreciated, and people absolutely notice, and they don't forget. I could tell you damn near every bottle that somebody bought that I was there at the clubhouse when so-and-so bought a bottle. I could tell you every time. So folks remember that. And Douche Canoe was saying, he was saying to SNS, he goes, I love that quote that you paraphrased. Yeah. And then Frost said, the biker life helped me get sober. Boom. There you go. I believe it. It's just how it's a real thing, because you say to yourself, man, do I want to, everybody else pays the price for you fucking up. And since there's consequences in this biker lifestyle, you got to make a decision. And a lot of times with your family, people can feel comfortable getting away with shit with their family because their family's always going to love them, and maybe they're not going to whoop their ass. And it's not even just about the ass whooping. It's about if these are your brothers and you love them. And sometimes, I'll keep it a buck, sometimes you are in a situation where you love your brothers in your club more than your blood family members, especially if you're not married and don't have kids. Maybe your siblings you're not really that connected with anyway. Maybe you don't see them. Maybe they live in another state. But these are brothers you see every day, and you got to look them in the eye and tell them about some money you messed up or something that you did, and ultimately it can affect your club. Hey, now you got a whole lot of people to answer to. So I can understand. And look, doggone Frost is sober as a judge right now. So if the club did that, man, God bless him and God bless the club. And he's doing the damn thing. And so Jay said, I assume any female on the set has history. So don't shit where you sleep. They all have an ex or attached to someone. Enough women away from the set to leave the ones on the set alone. That's a good rule of thumb. That's a good rule of thumb.
If they're around, they've been around, and there's a reason they've been around.
That part, damn, this you sound like a rapper. Like I don't know why. If I put that to a DMX track, that would be a top 10 hit.
To an album coming near you.
Hell yeah, you know. But what's this? Douche said, are they wrong for wearing the Nike, or were they not properly taught the reason for the Chuck Taylors? That matters. Absolutely. Goes back to history and tradition. So if you're one of these gray bearded so-and-sos that's been around for a minute and you're not letting the new jacks, like your new guys, if you're not letting them know how and why you do what you do, then you're dropping the ball. Because the more you share your club's tradition, if they know how ABATE started, like what was it, a week or so ago, Tate, you actually broke down the original name of ABATE versus how ABATE is called now, and how even some areas they got a different spin on it. But the thing is that like the guy from, what was it, Easy Rider magazine, who came up with this whole idea, and
Lou Kinsey.
Yeah, Lou Kinsey, and this was a time in which like the world was I'm not anarchist per se, but you had that post-Vietnam era kind of a pseudo hippie biker kind of a anti-establishment kind of a vibe to it. So the name of ABATE was consistent with the mood of the country at that time, whereas it got more politically correct over the year. But here's the thing: if you just came into ABATE and you say, "Hey, I'm an ABATE member, I want to be active and all this," and you don't know that, then somebody failed you.
Oh yeah.
Because if you're a part of a chapter, that's some stuff that you're supposed to learn. Maybe not, you got to sit down and take a class, and you got to have a B+ in order to become a member. I'm not saying that, but hey, you should be hanging out, spending time, riding your motorcycles together, and somebody's going to have a conversation with you. Or at the very least, ask the question, "Hey man, you know where the name ABATE came from? Do you know what it stands for?" You would be shocked at how many members of ABATE in different, not in your chapter, but in other states, who don't know what the acronym ABATE stands for. They think, "Oh, it's French, man. It's French." No, it's not.
ABATE. It's a dish.
Right? Let's see. So Clinton said, "It sounds like a fourth party could be included." It could be. Yeah, that could be. Because look, some clubs are known to be like Rough Riders. Love them. There's a lot of Rough Riders that were up here in Indianapolis this weekend during the general sessions and the classes. I don't think I saw one Rough Rider, but I damn sure seen them at the parties. See, because Rough Riders, and I'm not saying every Rough Rider, but Rough Riders are known to be they're known to be a party club, like as in they're famous for their parties, and people join Rough Riders because they have good ass parties.
Oh yeah.
So that's a thing, and that's not for them. That's not even a negative, because that's just how they get down. But there's different clubs move differently. But bikers in general, bikers love to party. So Little One RSN says, "The first time I went to a club gathering, it was their national. I knew the person I went with as a friend. He was a nomad for the club and had been a member for 35 years. That didn't mean much to me at the time. He was just my friend. Everyone was introduced themselves to him. I told him it was like sitting next to the Godfather. I was waiting for them to kiss the ring. The advice he gave me was simply act like a guest. Be nice. Don't interrupt. Offer your seat to members at the event." So yeah, I mean, that's fantastic advice. And for somebody who's, if you're a citizen or you go in there as a guest, man, that's the most perfect thing. Be a guest. Be a guest. I feel like you're going to somebody's home. They invited you there. Move like that. That's like the best example. So hey, no, for real, Little One, thank you for sharing that. That's good. That's good stuff. And Little One, I'd appreciate if you would like, subscribe, and share, because if you haven't done that, I never liked you. Anyway, yeah. Yo, Douche Canoe said, love that Bone. Just bought my softball question full circle. Sobering it up because your fuck ups are impacting your brothers is real brotherhood, not the I want to join for brotherhood shit. Because that's what happens. Brotherhood is a verb. When I say a verb, I mean brotherhood means you're doing something.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
some people say it like it's a punchline. You know, oh, brotherhood, yay, brotherhood, brother. They throw it around all the time. But brotherhood is an action word. You know, like I'm picking up the phone. I'm getting on my bike at 3 a.m. to go ride to bring your kids some Infamil because you're stuck in Toledo and can't get home, and the Cashapp ain't working, or freaking brotherhood is, man, you know, I'm broke down at 2:45 a.m. on my way back from so-and-so, and I'm in bumfuck Egypt, and my cell phone's on 3%, but I'm near here. And then they come out and they find you because your phone is dead and you can't call nobody and drop a pin, but they come out and they find you because, and this is stuff that happened. Now I could go on and on with a million of these sort of stories, but brotherhood is an action word, you know? Soldier from Hard Knocks, he's saying, yeah, I gotta get used to these joints right here. He said, not many OGs left nowadays to continue to educate the young generation. Passing the history of one's club and relationships between clubs is highly important as well. All black everything, yes, sir. And when we say that, so when y'all hear us say all black everything, we don't mean necessarily black folks, black people. We're talking about, you know, there's like a red and white nation, and there's a black and white nation, there's a black nation, and there's all of this different stuff, right? That's some old club shit that some of y'all don't know what I'm talking about. But yo, Hard Knocks, what he said is absolutely the truth. When Tate was talking about passing down information to your club members and to people in your organization, that shit is important because that's where the connection comes from. So if you are not teaching those folks, so we say each one teach one, like he said, you got to pass down the history. Like, okay, so this weekend we saw a few different 1%er clubs who had been having beef for decades, and we saw how those clubs had squashed that beef, got together, chopped it up, hugged it out, shook hands, drank together, the whole damn thing, and people were shocked and amazed. There were guys, some of the younger guys from these different clubs I was talking to, they didn't even know why the beef started. But hey, for a minute there, they was with all the bullshit. They wanted all the smoke. Didn't know why. They just knew they was mad at them guys. And if they see them guys, we gonna get it on. Why? Oh, because that's what we do. That's what we do is not a good enough answer for you to be potentially talking about somebody going to a funeral.
That's what we do gets people, you know, in trouble, big trouble, shit that we can't get you out of.
Exactly. Scavenger saying brotherhood is helping your brothers with no questions asked. Absolutely.
100.
Yeah, we say, hey, my brother's right even when my brother's wrong. And people argue that. Some people don't like that expression. That means is we're out, let's say we're out and about, we're out in the world, and one of my brothers goes up to some big booty bitch and smacks her on the ass. And her husband wants to turn around and his friends, and they want to beat him up. Guess what? Ain't nobody touching my brother. I don't give a damn what he did.
Now he will get his ass corrected later.
Right, exactly. So when we get back to the clubhouse, I'm gonna be like, why in the hell did you pick that bitch? You saw her husband right there. The fuck are you doing? Right, we're gonna get into it later on, but out in the world,
motherfucker's a bodybuilder. What were you thinking?
right, you know? So later on, yeah, we're gonna get in his ass. But out in the world, nobody's touching none of my brothers. Nobody's fucking with you. Nobody's nothing. Because I am my brother's keeper. You know what I mean? I'm a better brother than my brother when he's not a good brother to himself. I don't care. Yep. That's the way it is. You know, if look, I hate to do the thing from the movie, but we ride together, we die together. You know, so if we got to get it in, we're going to get it in. Give me all the smoke until we get back to the clubhouse. I'm going, you know, out in the world.
Then I might kill you.
Yeah. Like, I can kill you. Nobody else can kill you, but I can kill you for that stupid shit that you did. But, you know.
Like my mom used to say, I brought you into this world. I can take you out.
Right. I remember that. Oh, Lord, I remember that. You give me flashbacks. Hey, peace to my brother, Freedom. What's up, Freedom? Good to see you. Freedom just joined. But yeah, man. Oh, so Jay was saying, LOL Tate. I low key wear all black high tops, Vans also, waffle bottom rule. Right?
Oh, hell
I remember them waffle bottoms. Oh shit. But yo, and okay, so Dushkin said, LOL, back to the softball question. You can act like a fool in public and get backed up, but you got receipts coming later in private. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is a fact. That's always a fact. And hey, here you go. Scavenger said, my brother might not always be right, but he's never wrong. That part. And look, and I know Scavengers Club, so I can tell you that that's a fact. Anyway, I'll tell y'all what, fellas, we've been at it for 1 hour and 30 minutes, and this has been a great show, and it's been really good talking to everybody. And you know, so there's always going to be a lot of questions, and we'll do another show where we're just going to field questions and kind of chop it up a little bit. But in the meantime, I want y'all to know, so a couple of things, you know, break out the pen, pencil, write this shit down. One, check out the Facebook group. It's called the Big BoneYard. It's a Facebook group. You can find it on Facebook. But join that page if you haven't, because it's a lot of really good information there. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, share. Make sure you do that for real. If you're watching on Facebook, go to YouTube and subscribe, like, comment, share, and all like that. And then I'm pretty sure, mathematically speaking, we're going to be doing this again in about 7 days.
You sure?
7 days? Yeah. Hold on. Damn. Now I got to do the biker math again. Hold on.
Damn.
Yeah, right.
Wait, what's 7 days from today? Oh, that's the 28th. Yeah, you'll still be in town.
Right on. We'll be doing it. And let's see. So what's that? Dushkin said only 2 of us have hit the like button so far. 39 others watching haven't. Please hit the button. Yeah, hit the button. Anyway, I tell y'all what. Love and respect to all of y'all. I'm Big Bone 1%er. Myself, Tate, you want to say anything to the folks before we leave?
Hey, support your local ABATE chapter. Support Big Bone. He's out there trying to do the best he can to educate us fools on what's right, what's wrong, what not to do, how to keep ourselves alive in this community we live in. Make sure you don't act like a fool. Like, share, subscribe. Go to Facebook. Follow him. Anything you can do. And buy some T-shirts. Some T-shirts look pretty good. I mean, once I get this link I was told I'd get a couple weeks ago.
Yo, I'm gonna send it. I forgot. Yo, I'm gonna send it out. You know, it's fucked up. I forgot because like you're my boy, so I figured, you know, but yeah, I'll get it. But no, I'm gonna do it. Like anyway, I'll get that sent. In the meantime, love and respect to all of y'all. We're gonna see y'all in 7 days. Love and respect, y'all.
I decided to pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
That's where we come in. We come in and we solve that problem for them and really set them on the right track in order to try and get back to what their life was like before the accident happened.
I want to create a list here on YouTube of the content creators that you can trust, that people can trust, yeah, to go to for advice, and yeah, where they can get the real advice that is needed. Yeah, and as Peaky says, you can sense a real 1%er. But I want to create a list here so when people come to this video in the future and they go down the description and they see the links in the description, they can know for absolute sure, 100% guarantee, that those people are the real deal. They are real true blue 1%ers, or they are real true blue out in good standing former 1%ers. So tonight, this is my pre-Christmas shout out. Now there's my old mate Big Bone. I know a fair few of you know Big Bone, and I know a fair few of you watch his YouTube live streams. Yeah, he's getting pretty well known for his live streams. Big Bone has made no secret about his club. He's a member there in the United States of America. He is a true blue 100% 1%er. I've spent